We know that as documents get longer, it gets harder to navigate through and find specific content. We talked early on about how some of Word's newer tools, like the navigation pane, are helpful. And they are helpful, but still, in a long document, we may want additional ways to not only navigate to the document content, but also to be able to see the content and even manipulate it. The answer is the outline view. We can access it in a couple of ways. One is to use the view bar on the bottom right side of the screen, or we can go to the View tab near the end of the ribbon, and we can choose the Outline View from the Document Views group. The Outline View provides its own contextual tab, and it comes up on the left side of the ribbon, which is a little bit different. Usually contextual tabs show up on the right. So after the File tab, but before the Home tab is where we'll see it. And there really are only three groups in this particular tab. We have Outline Tools, Master Document, and Close. The Close one at the far right is actually the easiest one to address. When we use this, it simply returns us to normal view. That one's easy. The middle group is called Master Document, and that's the one that we want to talk about in this lesson. We aren't actually going to go into a lot of depth regarding master documents, but I at least want to be sure that we're familiar with what they are. You can then experiment with them on your own. The Outline View allows us to select sections of our original document. We'll talk a little bit more about how to use this by expanding and collapsing things in the next lesson. But for now, just know, for example, that we have this little plus sign over here on the left, and when we click on something, that selects an entire section of our document. Once we understand this basic step, then it's actually fairly simple to talk about the master documents. If we click on the Show Document option, we then get this group expanded out, and we can see things like Create and Insert. The rest of them right now are grayed out because currently we don't have any sub-documents. Let's talk a little bit about what all of that involves. A master document contains sub-documents, and these sub-documents are actually standalone Word files. That's what we have to understand when we start looking at these particular tools. To create a sub-document is actually easy. We choose the section like we've done here, click Show Document like we did, and then we would click Create Sub-Document. That allows us to have many smaller documents with which we can work instead of one huge one. Alternately, we could also add existing files as sub-documents to a master by placing our insertion point in the outline where we want it to be inserted, choosing Show Document, and then Insert Sub-Document. Once the subdocuments are created or added, they become components of the master and can be worked with just like any other individual Word document. But many of the features like formatting, page numbers, and table of contents can be controlled at the master document level instead. Once we have subdocuments, we can open it by just double-clicking it in this outline. I know that was a very quick overview, but we want to invest more time in the actual outline view since not a lot of people use the master document features. So with that little bit of intro, let's move on to the main group that we're interested in, which are the outline